House Committee on Labor, thank you for the opportunity to share my story. The Workplace Psychological Safety Bill, H8044, will offer Rhode Island workers much-needed legal protection from abusive management practices. I'm Matt Paknis, with over 30 years of experience consulting with many of Rhode Island's largest and best organizations and their affiliates, like Citizens Bank, General Dynamics Electric Boat, Hasbro, Hinckley Yachts, MetLife, Textron Financial. My focus is on building healthy teams and workplaces with sound leadership practices. In 2017, Simon & Schuster, imprint Post Hill Press, asked me to write Successful Leaders Aren't Bullies. The book was released by Simon & Schuster in September of 2018 and is sold out around the world. In December of 2018, a Rhode Island company sued me, falsely claiming a reader could identify this company in my book. In June of 2019, they threatened my publisher, which is tortious interference. My book signings and talks internationally scheduled were stopped. In March of 2023, after 5 years of court delays, this company dismissed the case at a judge's urging with prejudice. And they are doing everything in their power to block my day in court. I graduated from Brown University and I studied organizational behavior and economics and played football. After graduating and failed NFL tryouts, I coached football at Brown, at Penn State University with Paterno and Sandusky, and at the University of Rhode Island, where I received my MBA. While and after earning my MBA, I facilitated hundreds of corporate retreats at URI's W. Alton Jones campus. From 1994 to 2008, I designed and then delivered to over 2,500 participants a 50-hour-long Brown University Practice Management Certificate program where I built an elite client base. In private, during my programs, participants shared with me stories of repeated, demeaning, belittling, bullying, and abusive behaviors experienced and witnessed at work. Decent managers fix these problems without retribution. When bullying is reported in toxic organizations, the reporter experiences retaliation, is abused, and often terminated for fabricated errors, false claims of underperformance, or for no cause. I witnessed Rhode Island executives ignore credible workplace shooting threats. I witnessed adult Rhode Island workers crying, breaking down, terminated without cause, leaving jobs on their own, broken. The worst Rhode Island bullying cases led to victim death by suicide. I also learned one of the most abusive Rhode Island organizations received the highest and most amount of Rhode Island workforce improvement grants while employing a manager, and these grants were green-lighted by the governor at the time, and this company employed a manager who knowingly assaulted his workers, and they were the number one recipient of Rhode Island workforce improvement grants. As in my case, bullying organizations may also use the U.S. legal system to file frivolous lawsuits, which is malicious prosecution, to harm their targets. Bullying organizations are rife with turnover, vandalism, violence, absenteeism, poor productivity, and ill will. They often have ties to local, state, and federal institutions and officials. The best employees are often the targets of bullying. Their talents trigger a bully's fear of being exposed as an incompetent fraud. In a bullying case, senior executives know about it. In all bullying cases, senior executives know about it. United States workers have inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, protected by the U.S. Constitution. Yet over 72% of the people working in the United States claim to have experienced or witnessed workplace bullying. The U.S. and Rhode Island government's primary responsibility is to protect its citizens. Workplace bullies, like Paterno and Sandusky, are experts at deception and control. They go to great lengths to create misleading appearances. Rhode Island workers need legal protection from deceptive and abusive management practices with psychological safety and work legislation. So I urge the committee to support the Workplace Psychological Safety Bill H8044. Thank you for your consideration and time. Please contact me with questions in public or private.
Any questions? The book that you wrote.
Yes.
Are the events that you spoke about today spelled out in detail in your book?
All the events, I went through the book with 4 editorial teams assigned to me by Simon & Schuster. All the dates, times, locations, names, everything has changed and massaged. No one can identify. If anyone read my book, they would have no idea who was identifying. Apparently, this company either identified with the perpetrators, which a lot of my friends who read the book and had been abused, but the book wasn't about them, identified with victims, and they assumed it was me, or I think more likely they were just vindictive. I elevated a workplace shooting threat at this place, and they didn't like what I found out about it.